Hi everyone, it's Danny at Popular Polish, and today I'm going to show you all of my nail art tools and supplies and the different brands that I use. So firstly here we have all of my base coats and my top coats, and I keep my whites and blacks here because I use them quite a lot in designs. And I mainly use SEBalter for my top coat because it doesn't smudge and it's easy to use. Base coats, I don't have any good base coats. I haven't found a particularly good one yet. I find this one quite good. I'm not a big fan of Sally Hansen though, but this is the best one so far. And I've also got China Glaze top coat here, which I only use for plain polish. I will never use it for nail art because it smudges my designs. And so does this one. I'd not used this one in a long time because it just doesn't do me any good. I've got it there just in case though. And I've got some hand cream here, that's from Superdrug. Clippers, and this is the nail brush that I use to actually clean my nails, obviously. I say that because I've got another one down here which I use to clean tools, and I keep them separate because they need to be. Up here I've got my cotton pads and buds in a really cool little acrylic thingy. You can either take it out the bottom here, but I usually just take off the lid anyway. I mainly use the cotton pads for taking off my makeup, but I use the cotton buds for cleaning up around the edge of the nails. And I've got my isopropyl here, which is used to clean the tools. You just spray it on and leave it for a little while. And I've got tweezers here, 3 sets of tweezers, just in case. And I've got this really nice body butter here from Superdrug. It smells absolutely lovely. And the thing is, you only need to use a tiny little bit at a time. Let me just open this. Yep, it's just really nice coconut. As you can see, I've only used a little bit because you only need a tiny bit to pick around your cuticles. But it smells so good. And then we've got my business cards down here, which is actually my old business cards, but they've got some of my classic designs. In this second shelf we have different palettes to mix up colours and use the dotting tools with the palettes there. Then the brush I told you about. Then I've got different brushes here which I use for nail art. I prefer these ones, but there's different size ones in here for different designs. And this is my main acrylic paint here. This one's from the Works. I've got one behind it that I got from the pound shop, but I've not used that one yet because I haven't actually got through this one, but this one is really good. I would get another of these if I needed any more. And I've got a powder brush here, cheap powder brush from Superdrug, which I actually use. It's really useful for when I'm cleaning, to dust these off because they're only stuck on with blue tack and I don't want them falling off and losing them, so I just dust them with a powder brush, which works perfectly. Down here we have my removers. This is the main one I use, it's the best one. I do use acetone with it because it's a nightmare. I've got acetone free just in case. And I've got another one there, a cheaper one, and I've got the thinner stuff that you put in if your polish is getting too thick. I mean, I don't use this one too much actually. I've got a SEBalter one which I find is the best, so that's my first choice. And at the back there I've got this stuff that you spray on nails to make them dry quicker. I used it once and I wouldn't use it again because you can't do nail art with it. Once you spray it on like your base colour, it goes all funny and watery, and when you put art on top of it, when you put the paint on top, it just kind of, it doesn't stick to the nail, you know. Maybe try it and you'll see what I mean. I've got a bigger palette here which I haven't used yet, that's new. I have my soaking bowl here for the manicure. And I've got some gloves here which I've never used, but I've got just in case. But when I did other people's nails, I never really ended up using gloves anyway. And over this side we have leaflets. These just went up around town and people would take them or find the website and follow me, which was lovely. And over here at the back we've got 4 17 magnetic polishes, these ones, and these were really cool. The first one I actually got was the green one, and I tried it out. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. It was so weird how it worked. So I went back and I got the full set of all 4 of them because I think they were like limited edition. So they are really cool, and if I ever can't be bothered to do nail art, this is so simple and so easy to do that I can just do magnetic polish instead. I've not got a clue how it works. I do not understand it. There must be some strange ingredient in it. And I've also got over here my Barry M polishes. I really like Barry M as a company because they are cruelty free and the colours are absolutely lovely. I mean, particularly their pastel polishes, like the paler colours, that looks brighter on camera than it does in real. But yeah, they've got lots of nice pastel colours. It's like a lilac. And this one here, mint green, is one of the first polishes I used in a design, which was this one here, my roses. That was the mint green from Barry M, which is such a nice colour. I've also got their confetti polishes at the back here, and I've also got 5 of their jelly ones, which are so bright and lovely. There's a few glitter ones here as well, and there's another one here which is supposed to be textured. It looks almost like there's salt in it, so it's just kind of a rough texture when you put it on. And that's my Barry M there, who I really recommend. I also have a lot of their makeup as well, like nice bright colours. Now down here I've got a book which is really cool. I got this cheap on eBay, and I've got my newer business card here. I much prefer this design. And I've got in here some spare leaflets. I was started to print out like my designs, like the pictures that I used as inspiration for my Ricky Gervais design. And we've also got where to advertise. This is a little list I wrote of what shops I can put up posters, price list, which obviously isn't relevant at the moment. And this is where I write down, whenever someone sends me an idea or tells me something that might be good, or I get some inspiration somewhere, I will write it down here. I probably shouldn't show you this, but there's a sneak peek at different suggestions I've been given, and if you have any, then message Popular Polish on Facebook and I'll write them down here. And this is where I keep my actual polishes. Now, bear in mind, before we look at them, that you are supposed to keep polishes upright, and as you can see, most of the time I don't. I just put them in the box because I just don't have the space to keep them all upright, because I've got quite a lot of polishes. I try to organise them relatively. I mean, like, I've got a spare Barry M one there, that should be up there, but I don't want to get them mixed up. Greens and blues in here, and there's no particular ones I want to point out to you, I don't think. Nothing particularly special. Oh, that's old. Needs a shake up. I did get a new one of those anyway. That's an old version of that. So there's my greens and blues. And this one here is probably one of my 2 main ones that I use. This is a company called Beauty UK, which is a Superdrug based company. It's absolutely one of the cheapest, and the colours are just absolutely gorgeous, so perfect. I mean, they've got almost every colour you would need. Oh, I don't think I can get through on camera just how nice these colours are. They've got everything. There's even an orange down there, like the glitter polishes. Where's that red one? There's a red one. Really pretty red. It's just... Oh. And this one is the basic red colour, which is... It looks orangey on camera, but it's not. It's actually the colour I've got for my Swiss design here. So that's that. Advertising. No, they haven't actually paid me to say this, just so you know. But yeah, they are my absolute favourite. As you can see, I've got lots of their blacks. And another of theirs I like, which I've got 3 or 4 I think, is this one, which is called Posh Puddle, which looks awful on camera, but in person it's a perfect chocolate colour. I used it on my Valentine's design in 2013, I think. Which was just... It failed a little bit because I used China Glaze top coat, so it smudged. But it's such a perfect brown. In this one, we have all of my pinks, oranges and reds. So these are all completely random. They could be any brand. I've got an SE there, Nina there, all kinds of ones, even an Asda one there, Ted Baker here. Ted Baker ones are actually really nice. I mean, I don't use them often, but yeah, it doesn't come across on camera. Another brand I actually quite like is Sephora, which I don't think we have in the UK, but when I went over to France, we got a few, and the colours are just quite, I don't know, I just found it really easy to apply, and I like the brushes. Got a Clinique one here, Clinique Pink. And in here I actually have all of my randoms, so like the browns, the golds, the silvers, some purples in here. The ones that don't fit in any of the other boxes will go in here. And these are e.l.f. polishes. I'm not the biggest fan of e.l.f. because it takes so long to dry. The colours are quite nice. But I actually won e.l.f.'s competition for nail art. I think it was because I've won a few competitions. I think it was the Christmas one, my Santa design. And I haven't tried all of them, but I did buy some. This gold one's really pretty actually. I do like their red one though. I have a red e.l.f. one. So yeah, I've got all sorts of brands in here. I have different opinions on all these brands. Some of them I just don't use anymore. Some of them I found out test on animals. Like I don't use Rimmel anymore. Here's another Barry M one here. Oh, look at that. It's like a metallic gold. I've got silver as well. Metallic gold and silver. Oh, they're lovely. This is my o.p.i. And I'm actually not a big fan of o.p.i. I mean, their reds are really nice, but this is a company I'm not too sure whether they test on animals or not, so I don't use them, well, rarely ever. And the colours are quite nice, but I find they chip just the same as any other brand. I mean, it's quite a standard polish. The bottles are very pretty though. It's a nice shape. But yeah, as you can see, I've had this one here. This is basic o.p.i. red. I've had that for a good, I don't know, 5 years, 4 years, quite a while. And it's completely gunked up, but I find if I add some of the Seche Restore, which is the thinner, it's usable still. But I've got quite a lot of the reds there. And this is the second of my main two brands. This is number 7, and it's a Boots brand, which is, oh my goodness. Oh, I don't even know where to start. I've got so many of their polishes. And the colours are just, oh, wow. Wow. I don't know where to start with number 7. Everything is perfect about these polishes. I mean, I've got so many, I can't really show you all of them. But yeah, a lot of my designs actually, like the blues, they were done with the rainbow design in the sky, and the bubble bath design, Devil's Delight here, that's one of my favourite reds. And everything about this polish is perfect. The bottle, it's easy to hold, the brush shape is slightly wider, I can't really show you with one hand, hang on. Careful. The brush is slightly wider, so I find it very easy to do the 3 strokes. And I've got a nice set of colours here. They're not too cheap, but they're not expensive. They're not like o.p.i. standard. But the consistency is just right. It's not too thick, not too thin. Most of the time I only need 1 coat, sometimes a couple. It dries pretty quickly. And they, oh gosh, I can't even, you can't really see, but that's like a nice glitter. That's like a bridal colour. And with regards to favourites, I don't know. I think this one's Siren, is it? Yeah, this one's called Siren. It's a really pretty red. And, oh, Tangy, where's Tangy? There. This is a really nice orange. And I don't know if you remember my social network design, which is the main picture on my Facebook at the moment. The blogger one, I used this and I mixed in just a tiny bit of white. And in the last 2 boxes I have my random accessories, so let's open these. And in the first box we have got plenty These are the fake nails that I used to put on here. The strange thing being, when I think of a design, I actually test it on me first, then I will put it up on there. Because if it doesn't look good on me, there's no point in having it as a design, I thought. I mean, sometimes it looks great on the bigger nails, sometimes it looks really silly. I can't think of any straight off, but the Pokemon one, for example, looks better on shorter, normal size nails. Looks a bit strange on the long nails. The Social Network ones look actually really good on the long nails. I think it depends on the detail as well. If there's plenty of detail, you'll need a lot of space to work with. So I've also got blue tack there to stick the designs up. There's toothpicks here for tiny little designs, which I rarely use. This is my stamping. It's not Conad stamping, but it is like a fake version. And I've got the scraper and the stamper here. And I tried it once. I absolutely failed at it. The first time I did it wrong. If you can see, there's like a blue film on the plate. And I did not realise you're supposed to peel that off. So I was putting the polish on and wondering why it didn't take the shape. But yeah, I figured it out eventually. But I still have not got the hang of it. I don't really use stamping in my designs because I like to do everything freehand. Like, I don't use decals, I don't use stickers. I just like to go and paint away. Mistakes thingy. Have gems here. I've not tried this dry quick. I'll let you know if that's really good. And another top coat there to try. These are just decorations that I had on the desk in a pretty bowl. At the bottom here, I've got loads of striping tape, different colours, and that's one of the reasons I have the tweezers over any other one, because it's easy to use tweezers with striping tape. And I can't remember what these are called. These are the rings that you have on folders to keep paper stronger so that they don't rip, but some people use them to do half moon designs on near your cuticles, but I tried it and it did not work. One of the tips, if you do use these and you do want to do the half moon designs, make sure they're made of plastic, not paper, because the paper just tears or it sticks to your nails too much and it just doesn't work. And over in this one we have a spare one of these. I thought you know, it's not a shower cap for a chihuahua, it actually is a cover for a nail rest here. You put your hand on there. And we've got nail wheels here. And I've got different decals that I haven't tried just yet. I've got Winnie the Pooh ones. I did a Winnie the Pooh design freehand, but those are there just in case I feel lazy one day. I've got a couple more here. I've not tried these nail remover pads yet. I've got a buffer here. This is actually a buffer I use for the fake nails, because these I've got to tidy up the shape. Where I've got to straighten out the edge here. And there's also, when you paint it, you can see the numbers like 0 here. So I have to buff that down, otherwise you'll see it through, because that's the size that I use. Those are zeros because they're the biggest. I've got more tip guides here and here, which I find really difficult to use. They're supposed to make French manicures easier, but I find them a lot more difficult. I prefer to do it freehand. Barium nail art pens, pink and silver. And just to the side of my nail trolleys, we've got my couch roll here, which I use to protect the table. And we've also got this shelf thingy here with a duck light on top. And starting from the top, we've got a bit of randoms here. There's my aromatherapy, Vaselines, lip balms, and this is the nail cream that I've got in that thingy there. And here on the side we've got all my nail wheels, which I use to see different colours that I've got, and if there's a specific colour I've got in mind I can see if I've got anything that's like it, and I've got them all labelled. And in the next one we have my cuticle oil here. These are quite cheap, but they do the job. I've got nail buffers here, and then I've got cuticle sticks, and there's various different nail files and buffers and different shapes and different grits, and cheap ones, expensive ones. This is the one I use mainly. This is the NSI one, which you can disinfect, which is cool, so you can reuse it quite a lot, it lasts quite a while, and it works really well. And down here we have the Art Deco stripers. I've got quite a few of them. Most of them are perfectly fine. Some of them are dried up. We've got this silver one and the gold one here. They've both dried up, but they haven't completely dried, if that makes sense. So if I add a bit of thinner and I mix it up, I can still use the glitter that's in there. And I've got some normal stripers at the back there. I like Art Deco because they are cruelty free. It's by LA Colours and they are very easy to use. In the next one we have 2 sets of dotting tools. Dotting tools is my main tool whenever I'm doing art. I did this design here using my dotted tools. I use the thinnest yellow one there, and they are essential. They are so easy and brilliant, and oh yes, they are my paintbrush. And I've got lots and lots of different rhinestones here, all different colours and shapes as well. Got different shaped ones in here. My favourite ones have to be this one here. This is just the plain, round, tiny little rhinestones. But I do have other ones there. There's some pastel coloured ones at the back over there. Down here, a couple more nail wheels. And also, these are caviar beads. And I've got plenty. They're just tiny little beads. And down here I have a spare French manicure set. And I think that's about it. Other than obviously my bits over here. There's some more stripers here. These are pretty cool. These are stripers and pens, so you can either do it like that, or you can take this off and use it as a brush. And they're nice pastel colours, these ones. Obviously I showed you this earlier. This I find is really handy. This is my little torch, and you can either hold it or just have it on the table here. It does give an artificial light though, so I find if I'm doing really small little details, it's fine. But if it's, well, if I'm trying to get an idea of different colours, if I were doing the Winnie the Pooh design, for example, it wouldn't work because the light just isn't a light that you would find outside, so you can't really compare it to how the design will look once you've finished. So you can finish the design, then look, oh look, in sunlight, oh it's rubbish. That's what I mean. And then I've got little nail rests here. I've got 2 of those. I actually use these for these. I pop these on here with the blue tack, and then I'll do the design, wait for them to dry, so I usually just do 2 at a time. Or sometimes I'll just get a sheet of paper, stick it down, stick a few blue tacked fake nails on, and then do the designs that way. But I do find this way is easier. And that's everything. So thank you very much for watching. Feel free to subscribe, but if you want to keep up to date with everything I'm doing, then Facebook is definitely the best way. Or you can favourite my website, which is www.popularpolish.com. And I hopefully will see you in the next video.
Want me to go, 'cause I think I'm lying, 'cause I think